sometime during the 3 months of winter. Anyway, Pimpala Warrior coming up now, and we're just about set for the first of 8. The Link Printing Handicap, a heavy track, of course, and the rail is out 3 metres, which is the preferred distance for the rail, according to officials here at the Gardens. Golden Slipper Day, as always, race with the rail placement of 3 metres. St Tevok, the inside runner, as the starter, climbs the stand, and they're set now. 1200 the journey. They're off this time. They jump pretty well. St Tevok the inside, and a Heretier bounced out in front. Razor King away nicely from Cyprus, and then Red Checker. Pimpala Warrior caught out very wide, and he's racing alongside Prince of Players. They race down past the 850, and St Tevok in front about a half length on Heretier. A length away third and caught deep Razor King. Cyprus on the inside of Red Checker, and a couple of lengths to Prince of Play and Pimpala Warrior. Pimpala Warrior must be 3 or 4 off the fence as they come along the side, and they churn through this turf, and the leader is St Tevok, about a half length on Heretier at the 550, a length the Razor King, Cyprus, Red Checker, followed by Prince of Play, and a length further back is Pimpala Warrior, giving these leaders a handy start as they come round the corner, where Heretier on the outside raced up and knows St Tevok, and as they travel towards the 250 now, Heretier takes the lead clearly from St Tevok. Pimpala Warrior can't believe how badly it's going. It's tailed off, but Heretier from the Gay Waterhouse establishment put paid to its rival. Second, St Tevok. Red Checker getting home late, but it's all Heretier. Give it a couple of cracks to keep its mind on the job, and Heretier bolted in from Red Checker. Third was St Tevok, Cyprus fourth, Prince of Pay fifth, sixth Razor King, and the favourite seventh and last Pimpala Warrior. Well, she was the only filly in the field, and she's given them a bath. $4.50 a win, $2.40 a place. Heretier, ridden by Lenny Beasley for Gay Waterhouse, and Gay, of course. Can she overhaul in the last 2 metropolitan days of the Sydney season her father's record of 156 wins for the season? Of course, Gay now on 152. Waiting on the numbers to be semaphore after the first. I can't believe how badly Pimpala Warrior went. You've seen the race, you've heard the race. It finished a minute back, despite the urgings of its rider. So it was a shocker. So the stewards are off to a flying start with inquiries here today as to the abject failure of number 1. Number 7, Heretier. Here are the numbers finally through. Number 4, second, Red Checker, Corey Brown. And number 6, third, St Tevok, ridden by Mitch Newman. And the official fourth went to number 8, and that was Cyprus. The time for the first, 1:13.50, 36:31 the sectional. Heretier by Anabar from Money Thinks, owned by bred by Mr. O. Goodwin, raced by Mrs. G and Mr. J Head, ridden by Lenny Beasley,
and trained by Gay Waterhouse. Right, thanks Ian. Now runners 70th for Tortrese, Hobart, with Andrea Beveridge aboard at 2:20. King Royale 850. Big odds for Lineage, Eastman and Prime Monarch. This is over the distance. Annihilation 16 and Gianni at $76. Race 1, Cheltenham. Best horse on the track anywhere in Australia today, none other than Tie the Knot. There he is. Wonderful and much loved stayer. He's having a track gallop, and we'll have vision of that in retro tomorrow. Eagle Farm approximates on 2, 6 and 5. Race 1, Eagle Farm. Let's say good afternoon to Greg Miles.
Thank you, Graham. Good afternoon to you, and again, welcome along to Moonee Valley, everyone, as we get ready for the first on the card. This is a heavy rated track with the rail in the true place. Fairly high penetrometer at 5.52, and I'm told that's probably little chance it'll be upgraded. Here's Loose Truth coming in. First on the card. Favourite here is True Response ahead of Supercrest, and he's back on track. 1, 9 and 4 is favouritism order. Now, nearly ready. He's back on track, about to come up into the line. He's been a little easy on course. And River Boy is going to complete the lineup, and we'll have them ready for race number 1. Big jumping day. The AV Hiskins steeplechase, of course, to highlight race number 6 on the card. River Boy coming up now for Craig Hidditch. The inside runner is Reputed Groom for Gavin Krofsky. Alongside it is Sir Richie. They jump 12 hurdles, 3,200 metres. And here's River Boy completing the line. So they're all in and they're set to go. And they're off. And a good start with Super Crest, one of the first to bounce out, and down on the inside, getting away quickly was Reputed Groom. Here's the first hurdle, and going forward on the outside as he's back on track in company with River Boy. Second hurdle coming up now. He's back on track in the middle, working up to the lead with Reputed Groom on the rail, and going on River Boy on the outside. Back behind those horses then in fourth placing, just behind these horses, Sir Richie in company with Mr. Lightfoot, and then Super Crest, followed by Loose Truth, well away from the speed, and the favourite True Response is back last of all. He's back on track, down the back straight the first time. Measures this hurdle pretty well, lands by 3 to 4 lengths. River Boy is in second placing. Reputed Groom is a length away third. In fourth placing, Mr. Lightfoot, and they're followed then by Sir Richie on the inside. Loose Truth is the outer, and then Super Crest and True Response is a length and a half away. Coming up the side, there's a double in front of them up this side of the course, and he's back on track. Prick the ears now, comes to this jump. Over it he goes with a lovely economic leap by about 4 lengths. River Boy is second. Reputed Groom is 2 lengths away in third. In fourth placing is Mr. Lightfoot. Leader just tucked into that one. Back behind them in fifth placing then is Loose Truth racing over on the outside, trailed by Sir Richie, and then True Response, and Super Crest is now last of all. He's back on track, coming up towards the turn the first time round. Been in front from the word go, and he leads by 3 lengths. He stays away from the rail a little. In second placing is Reputed Groom. River Boy is on the outside in third, and then came Sir Richie holding down fourth as they come to the hurdle in front of the stands. The second horse belted it down a little there. That panel will be flattened next circuit. In behind them then is Sir Richie, followed by Super Crest on the rail, Loose Truth the outside, and last of all is True Response. He's back on track, has been left alone to sail along in front, and they're about to complete a circuit and head back down to the steeplechase lane again, and he's back on track by the best part of 3. Reputed Groom has been up there all of the way. River Boy is third. Mr. Lightfoot is in fourth placing, and then Sir Richie, Super Crest, Loose Truth and True Response. He's back on track at the first of the double. Over he goes. Reputed Groom nearly lost the rider. He is off now. He tried valiantly to stay on, but eventually lost his balance. So the rider of Reputed Groom is out of the race. The horse continuing, Gavin Krofsky, is on his feet and he's okay. Pride dented. Into the back they race now, and he's back on track, the leader. River Boy is the first to throw out a serious threat now, and he gets up on the inside to join. He's back on track. Super Crest made a lightning move and got to third as they leap the hurdle down the back straight, and they're followed then over on the inside by Mr. Lightfoot. Next is taken to the outside, True Response. For the first time in the race, he's been put into it, and he's making ground very quickly as they came up the side. Loose Truth is back behind them and under a great deal of pressure. And last of all is Sir Richie. 3 to get over now. He's back on track by 2 lengths to Super Crest. True Response has got up into third placing, and they were well clear of the rest of them. Here's the second last hurdle, and Super Crest moved up on the outside, and he's taken over the running now. Super Crest from he's back on track, and about 6 lengths away then is True Response. He went very, very quickly to get to third, but he's very flat-footed now, and it's Super Crest away and gone, coming around the home turn with 1 to get over. Craig Durden leads by 4 lengths. The champion jumps rider of the season is going to take out the hurdle. He's 5 lengths in front. Super Crest coming towards the last. It's partially flattened. He steps over it, has he's back on track's measure, and a good battle it'll be for third between True Response and Loose Truth. But in the run home, it's Super Crest. Craig Durden wins it easily. Super Crest beats he's back on track. Third went to True Response pretty comfortably on the line. Loose Truth just battled away in the last few hundred metres, and they were followed by Sir Richie back there in company with Mr. Lightfoot, and River Boy finished last.
It was a big win, wasn't it? Craig Durden, Super Crest at $4.20 and $1.50 was well tried too. John Collins, the trainer, he's back on track second. True Response third. 9, 4 and 1. Right. Updating Cheltenham, and here we have the market for you. Risky Venture 770, 490 Tortrese, Hobart 210, 4 out, King Royale 9. Time ago, Hilton Donaldson caught up with Andrea.
Andrea, you've got a great record on this horse. Why is that?
I think I do all his work, and he's a little bit of a weird horse to ride, and I just sort of know the ins and outs of him, so he goes well for me.
You've had 5 rides on him for a couple of wins and numerous placings. What about today's race? How do you think he'll go?
I think he's in it with a big chance, obviously. It's well picked out race. Like, we've been trying to chase the dry tracks with him, and this looks like a lovely race. I've always said that I thought he'd love 2400 and further, so guess I've got to show them that it's right.
We had a little bit of rain yesterday, but it stopped.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day today, and probably if it was a later race, the track would even upgrade a bit more. But it looks, from what everyone said, it looks pretty good out there, and he can handle just the sting off it. The sting was off it at Kyneton when he won first up, so I think he'll go right in that.
Where does he travel in running?
He gets back. Today being 2400 and not knowing the sort of the horses, how they race here, he may be a little bit closer, but he'll definitely further back than what he will forward.
And eventually he'll become a jumper.
Yes, yeah, much to my dismay, but I'd like to keep riding him. I think he'd be a lovely summer horse when the tracks are firm all the time. But yeah, he's a really lovely jumper, so you've got to chase the money.
And you'll take 1 kilo of your 3.
I'll try. I do it pretty hard, and I'm a little bit sort of heavy. The weather's freezing back in Melbourne, so it's a bit harder to keep your weight down, but just see how we go. Hopefully I'll win anyway.
Andrea Beveridge is to ride Hobart in race 1 at Cheltenham, and they're at the barrier stalls for that race, and they'll be moving in very soon. 2,464 metres the distance. Risky Venture $7.70, $5 Tortrice. Hobart, very short, $2.20. Tortrice, which...
And they're set to run. First of the day going to Heretier, and they're often racing in the Hong Kong Jockey Club Trophy, second of the day here at the Gardens. And Borelli goes straight to the front now, about a length on Replay. In third position, Splendid Retreat. About 3 lengths as Vegas, a couple of lengths to Alley Bleu, and a length and a half to Kin Court. As they race along towards the 1600, and Borelli left alone in front, and Borelli for Brian York leads about 3 lengths on Replay as they go up 2, and around the first corner, Splendid Retreat is running third. They're almost in Indian file as Vegas is 4th, Alley Bleu is 5th, and Kin Court is 6th and last, and would have to be 10 lengths off the lead occupied by Borelli. Working to the back of the course now and heading down to approach the 1200 marker, and Borelli is in front by about 2 lengths on Replay. 2.5 further back is Splendid Retreat. Some 4 lengths then coming as Vegas, a couple Alley Bleu, and a length and 3/4 Kin Court. No change in the order along the back section of the course, and the leader is Borelli. Borelli endeavouring to notch up the hat-trick. He's a length and 3/4 on Replay. 2 to Splendid Retreat past the halfway, and then Alley Bleu on the outside of his Vegas, and Kin Court is still last. The field bunches just a trifle as they come along the side now and come down to the 800 marker, and still it's Borelli making play. About a length and 3/4 on Replay. 2.5 to Splendid Retreat. A couple to Alley Bleu. A length to his Vegas being hard-ridden, and Kin Court is still last, and about 8 lengths off Borelli. Working their way down past the 500, and it's Borelli the leader, about a length on Replay. Some 4 lengths to Splendid Retreat, and then Alley Bleu with its ears ridden off from his Vegas, and Kin Court is still last. The Waterhouse train Borelli straightens for the run of the judge, a length and a half on Replay. Kin Court's a mile back. Coming down to the 250, and Replay is out after Borelli. York hands and heels on Borelli. Replay's rider Rodney Quinn has pulled the whip. Is Replay going home better than Borelli? It's Borelli and Replay. Replay put his nose in front, but Borelli will not give in. Replay and Borelli. Photo. Borelli or Replay. Little in it. Third was Kin Court. 4th home in the event was Splendid Retreat. Second last is Vegas, and Alley Bleu was last. Photo. See, those 2 horses came right away over the last 250 metres. And Borelli on the inside, and Replay looked a certainty to go past him and win clearly. And as the line has been reached, it to the naked eye looks like Borelli from here. You've got to allow with the rail out 3 metres for the outside horse. And I again emphasise that the freeze shot that is being displayed at the moment is taken from a camera ground level and past the winning post, which accentuates the inside horse. The longer shot will give us a better guide. Borelli, Brian York showing at 280 and 180, and Replay number 5 ridden by Rodney Quinn has when they jumped away was 430 and 220, and that free shot of the longer shot is taken past the post, and well, you can't tell on that. It's very, very close. I couldn't pick it from here. If you've twisted my arm, I'd say Borelli, but we'll just leave this and see what the judge says. Yes, here's the number. 3 is the winner. Number 3 is the winner, Borelli, ridden by Brian York, 280, 180. Second goes to number 5, Replay, ridden by Rod Quinn, has paid 220. No third for 2, Kincourt, Robbie Brewer. Number 1 ran fourth, and that is Gay Waterhouse's 152nd win. 153 now, 153, 3 behind her dad's record. Can she do it? Oh, a lot of interest. 3, 5, 2 and 1. The time was 2 minutes, .0752. The sectional 37.56, and Gay receiving congratulations all around, and the winner raced by well-known restaurateur Carlo La Rosa. Okay, it's 3, 5, 2 and 1. Here are the totes.
Okay, Ian, thank you. 3, 5 and 2. Good on you, Gay. Keep going there. You'll get that record, I feel sure. Wow. It's making it all so interesting, isn't it?
And Sea Rover, the top 3 in the betting. Going in there, Lightning Tears. And also Stick 'em Up in the orange and green colours. And they're ready to run now in race number 2. Bill Roget over on the inside. 1,000 metres a trip. Sea Rover stood well. So did Abyssinian. Steve Sharman's one ride. Probably could have had a few at Wodonga if he'd decided to go there today. Sir Chuckle has an outside barrier in the Moroni colours. They're away, and he won the jump on the outside, Sir Chuckle. He bounded out quickly. Lightning Tears got away quickly. No speed from Bill Roget, and Sea Rover a touch slow now, driving up on the inside. Settling, Sir Chuckle doing some work to Hokey Boy on his inside. Abyssinian is holding onto the rail, and Sudden Snow's right up there fourth today. About a length and a half to Let's Went on the outside of Sea Rover, then Lightning Tears. 4 lengths further back in the field is Bill Roget along the inside. Grand Ballerina out wider then is Halinka, and through the gap as they came, Stick 'em Up as last of all. Tahokee Boy is a narrow leader from Abyssinian the inside, and Sir Chuckle about a half length away being pushed along, and they're followed by Sea Rover and the Cerise down on the inside from Sudden Snow, and then came Lightning Tears and Let's Went into the straight, and Abyssinian is the leader out by about a length and a half. Sir Chuckle wobbled around the turn, can't go on. Down the outside is Let's Went. Abyssinian the clear leader, though a couple of lengths in front. Let's Went trying hard, but Abyssinian, Steve Sharman wins it by 2 lengths to Let's Went. Sudden Snow third. Tahokee Boy held on fairly. Bill Roget made a little ground the inside. Sir Chuckle struggled up the straight. Sea Rover followed then by Grand Ballerina, Lightning Tears, and at the end of the field was Stick 'em Up and Halinka. Well, I guess the mail was there when Steve Sharman came here for this one ride on this 2-year-old that he'd won on at Wangaratta. And it was up on the pace all of the way, sprinted quickly coming around the turn to establish a nice lead, and then held on very well. Certainly Steve must have had a big opinion of that debut performance, because he could have easily had a full book at the Victorian Provincial meeting this afternoon.
Thanks, Greg. And
The rage. Soon be off. Racing this time, Hot Tin Roof jumped out well. Sunderbank first to leave, Diarman in second posse. Not far away as they settle fully into stride, Blenheim Castle, followed by Erogenous. And going up rather smartly now is Hot Tin Roof. Is he going to persevere for the lead today, Len Beasley? But Sunderbank, a noted leader, in front going past the 11.50. About a length on Hot Tin Roof, then Blenheim Castle, Diarman, Bathers, Courted Dawn, Erogenous, and last of all is We're Dancing as they race along past the 1,000 marker and Sunderbank. The free-going Sunderbank out a length and a quarter on the hot pot, Hot Tin Roof. 3 or 4 lengths to Blenheim Castle, Diarman over on the rails, followed by Bathers, Courted Dawn. We're Dancing second last, and bringing up the rear is Erogenous. This is the pattern at the 700 marker and Sunderbank, increasing its lead to about 2.5 lengths on Hot Tin Roof. Some 4 away third, Diarman on the inside. Bathers wider out, Blenheim Castle's lost ground, and 3 in line for last, Erogenous deep. We're Dancing the fence, and between Erogenous and We're Dancing, Courted Dawn. Sunderbank will lead them clearly for home, and setting sail for the judge now. Sunderbank about a length and 3/4. Hot Tin Roof being shaken along by Beasley, but is picking up this leader. Diarman is running a mighty race, and now Len Beasley's had to go for the whip on Hot Tin Roof. Diarman is pressuring. They beat off Sunderbank, and then comes Courted Dawn and Bathers. Hot Tin Roof headed by Diarman. 100 to go. Diarman a neck in front of Hot Tin Roof, who's fighting back. Diamond just the leader from Hot Tin Roof as they reach the line. Or the favourite kicked on the post. There's nothing between Diamond and Hot Tin Roof. Another close finish in Sydney. Third posse, We're Dancing or Blenheim Castle. Then Court at Dawn, Bathers. And the last two in were Sunderbank and Tailed Off Erogenous.
So they're really just about ready to go. Lights are flashing. Race number 3. And they're off and racing. Captain Clipper a little slow. Slalom began very quickly. La Mukta's getting back towards the tail soon after the jump, but it's Slalom going through to lead narrowly in the early stages. From on the outside, the Shiner, and Chevette just eased back a length away third. 2 lengths on the straight. Captain Clipper on the inside, and Mastic is out 3 wide, and they're under the turn at the 800. Then to Montage and La Mukta, and 2 lengths to Specula. Up the side though, and Slalom led by half a length. The Shiner, a length and a half. Chevette a length further back in the field. Then Mastic on the outside from Captain Clipper. On the straight in the centre, 2 lengths further back is La Mukta, de Montage, and Specula's last of all. Slalom at the school, led by about a neck. The Shiner, Chevette a length away. Mastic the outside, and then Captain Clipper over on the rail, followed by on the straight La Mukhtar a fair way back as they came to the home turn, and the leader is Slalom narrowly. Mastic running a big race has gone up on the outside, wide out to tackle him around the turn. Then Captain Clipper, the Shiner's dropped off on the straight, pulled out wide. The Slalom now tackled by Mastic around the home turn. They're fighting the race out. Mastic the outside, Slalom the inside, little between these two. Mastic has a slender lead from Slalom coming to the line, and Mastic won it by a long head to Slalom, about 4 lengths away third on the straight, just ahead of Captain Clipper, and they were followed by Specula, Chevette, a long break, La Mukta, de Montage, and the Shiner, after showing pace, dropped out to finish last. Victory in the third race will go to number 3, Mastic, ridden by Damien Oliver. Well, he's got a habit of being able to jump on horses and spring them to life. He hasn't won a race for a good while, Mastic, and he's just been battening a little bit for form in recent times, but he's always been a horse who's liked Moonee Valley, and Damien Oliver's got the best out of him here. He loomed up wide coming around the home turn and got to Slalom. Slalom running a good race, battled away well on the inside, but Mastic perhaps in slightly better ground away from the rails. It often seems to be when we get a wet track that you can get off the fence and it'll be in your favour, and he came a little bit wider, Mastic, and he's won the race and won it in strong style, responding to hard hands and heels riding there from Damien, taking the lead.
And we'll have a look at the replay of the last at Rosehill in a moment. I just better explain what happened. About half an hour or so ago, and maybe a bit more, everything went out here at our Sky Channel headquarters. There was a big power failure in the whole area of the surrounding us here at French's Forest, which is on the northern beaches area of Sydney. And we were totally in darkness for quite some time, hence we couldn't present any pictures of the races there for you. So what we'll endeavour to do is bring you up to date. We believe that the power is back, and the technicians and engineers are working overtime to ensure that we do stay on air. I'm not sure of the reason why it all happened, but something happened in the area. It was beyond our control. But we'll endeavour to bring you all the results, and we'll bring you, when we can, the replays of the races that we have missed. One of them, of course, being the previous race at Rosehill Gardens, where I think it resulted in a pretty close finish, in which Diamond won. We've got a race at Cheltenham that we missed, which was race number 2 in the previous.
And all is in readiness. The Korea Racing Association Trophy, the 4th here at Rosehill Gardens. And they're off. They jumped in a perfect line. Gypsy May from the inside at the end of 150 goes straight to the lead from Fawadi, Swiss Echo, Fast Feet. And Skidor's not far away, followed 2 back by Cosmic Rays, and 3/4 the Ruffy Maleka. The race along past the 800, and Gypsy May taken on for the lead by Skidor. A half-length Gypsy May's leading break at the moment. Third Fawadi, Fast Feet a trifle wide, followed by Swiss Echo, a couple off the rails. Cosmic Rays is next to last, and Maleka's last. This is the pattern coming onto the side of the track, and the leader is Gypsy May for Mitch Newman. The break it has on Skidor as a half. 2 away third for Wadi, the New Zealander on the outside, Fast Feet, who lost a little ground there, followed by Swiss Echo. About 3 to Cosmic Rays, and Maleka's not handling the conditions. Gypsy May comes around the home corner, about 3 off the inside rail, and booted. For Wadi's gone through nearer to the fence to be second. second, Skador third, and then Swiss Echo getting out of the centre, and the widest Cosmic Rays. Fuadi is out after Gypsy May, out in the middle of the track, Swiss Echo and then Cosmic Rays. Nearer to the inside, however, it's Fuadi and Gypsy May. They'll battle this out. Gypsy May is coming again at Fuadi, and Gypsy May fought back to beat Fuadi. Third posse going to Swiss Echo, and then came Cosmic Rays with Skador, and then the New Zealander Fast Feet, and tailed off was Maleka. Gypsy May, ridden by Mitch Newman for Robert Pearce, came out and tackled Fuadi, and the two of them had a great duel over the concluding stages, with Gypsy May prevailing, and will pay $4.40 and $2.30. She absolutely eats rain-affected grass. She's had the 13 starts for 5 wins, a second and 2/3, 4 runs in the wet, now for 4 wins. 6, 2 and 3, Gypsy May, 440, 230. Number 2, Fuadi, Mark de Montfort, first day back for Mark after injury, 270, trained by Jimmy Lee Fuadi. And third going to number 3, Swiss Echo, who put it in the little BB, the black book for the future. Not happy in the conditions. Significant support for him. First up since Feb. He ran an eye catcher. He'll win shortly. No third. Number 1, fourth. Quinella 14.10. Exacta 27.30. The trifecta. And that dividend is coming up now at 117.90. The first 4, 6, 2, 3 and 1, 304.50.
And we'll have the trifecta and other details confirmed for you shortly. Mitch Newman.
She's been flying of late on tracks that have been conducive to a front-running style. Oregon Seal, she looks just about ready to do something today. Lonergan Miller brings her into line, and Hula Wonder, a little bit of a query on this seriously affected track today. Moves in next to Pukahina, who at the moment is the horse of the year. Blab might have a say in that in the running of this race. They're set and racing, and Summer Rule away well. Zoffany jumped fast. Blab got out well, so did Robbins Furniture. As they settle down in the early stages of the race, Pukahina is about third from last, and Oregon Seal is settling just behind her. Robbins Furniture's working to the lead, running up towards the turn at the 1200. Robbins Furniture led Hula Wonder, and Zoffany's holding onto the inside rail, might push through and take up the running here. Never Decree fourth on the inside. Summer Rule's not far away today. She's in 5th placing. A length to Blab, Oregon Seal, followed by, just behind these horses then, is Hurricane Rose, and they're trailed by Pukahina, and by the 1,000-metre mark, Made in Monaco's last of all. As they make their way down the back of the track, and Zoffany is strode to the front, about a length and a half clear. Robbins Furniture second, Never Decree third, Hula Wonders fourth, the outside. 2 lengths further back in the field then is Blab moving up on the outside, closely being followed by Summer Rule, and then came Oregon Seal, Pukahina pulling out wide from Hurricane Rose, and Made in Monaco. Zoffany the leader, staying well away from the rails, leads by 3/4 Robbins Furniture, Hula Wonder. Never Decree closer to the inside from Blab. Now Summer Rule's off the bit and struggling at this point, and Oregon Seal's coming with her run, but Zoffany's the leader, going for 3 straight. She's 2 in front, coming around the home turn from Hula Wonder. Blab running on around the outside, then Robbins Furniture, and Oregon Seal still working home. Summer Rule struggling though. Zoffany in front of Hula Wonder, Blab, and Oregon Seal is coming through on the inside of them from Robbins Furniture. They're across the track. Blab out wide and Hula Wonder getting to the lead together. Oregon Seal over on the inside, but it's Blab in front out wide, and Blab has won it. Blab first. Photo for the minors is between Hula Wonder and Oregon Seal, and Summer Rule's come again in the straight to run fourth. Then Zoffany, Robbins Furniture, Pukahina, and they were followed in by Never Decree, Made in Monaco, and Hurricane Rose last.